Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Chairman of the Board of the Evergreen Marketing Group, Terry Earle.
Good morning and welcome to Orlando. This is the first time the Evergreen Partnership Conference has been out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area since the group relocated there in 1997. Some of you might be saying, it's about time. Like many of you in this room, I began in the construction industrial business, and I've been in it for most of my life. Back in 1985, I answered a newspaper ad for a counter sales position at Bluebonnet Tool Company based in Dallas, Texas. Bluebonnet was a family business owned by W.C. Perry. W.C.'s son, Ken, was the vice president of sales. The elder Mr. Perry was wanting Ken to take over as president of the company. When I called, Ken told me that the position had already been filled. But before hanging up, he asked me about my sales background. I told him that the prior 10 years, I was in retail furniture sales and management. But I also stressed that I knew a lot about tools from my years of woodworking during high school and college. Ken said that for him to step up as president, Bluebonnet needed someone to come in as inside sales manager. Not the job I'd called about, but they decided to give me a shot. The elder Mr. Perry was a very thorough businessman who paid close attention to detail. I found this out personally a year later when he called me into his office for a chat. Mr. Perry proceeded to pull out a yellow legal pad and checked off a list of things I had told him I would get done, but hadn't gotten around to. The discussion was so intense, he asked me to go home and talk it over with my wife. He said that I should decide whether I wanted to come back the next day with a new plan on how to motivate the sales team or whether I needed to find a new career. Man, I was sweating. The next day, I arrived at work early, pulled my sales team together, and told them it was time for a restart. I told them that I was determined to build a stronger relationship with them and that I would work hard to become a better teacher and mentor. I told them that with their help, we could create superior customer service and foster solid long-term customer relationships. Over the years, I was promoted from inside sales manager to sales manager and then vice president of sales. In the mid-90s, the owner of Fort Worth Bolton Tool, Jim Russell, stopped by Bluebonnet Tool and encouraged us to join the Evergreen Marketing Group. Mr. Russell was serving on the Evergreen board at the time. Bluebonnet joined Evergreen in January 1995. By coincidence, this was the same year that Evergreen hired our current CEO, Kevin Higginbotham. Entering the group at about the same time led Kevin and Ken Perry to develop a close relationship that I was told helped them both navigate those early days in the group. In 1999, Bluebonnet Tool was purchased by Ram Tool and Supply. Mimi Head, the owner of Ram Tool, asked me to manage the local area and focus on retaining our customer base. I stayed for about a little over a year as branch manager and then joined Builders Gypsum Supply as the area manager. I moved over to Builders Gypsum because I had close personal relationships with several large drywall contractors in the DFW market. Actually, this is what led them to approach me about the job. I felt that learning something new and building on my construction industrial knowledge would be exciting. A few years later, I joined a friend in the concrete materials and post-tension business as the sales manager. Again, I saw this as another opportunity to broaden my portfolio of industry knowledge. In 2006, I partnered up with that same friend, and we started our own business selling concrete supply products to residential concrete contractors. Our company, Wood Component Supply, began with a small contractor base and some large home builders. We sold them complete material packages for flat work and forming, and in just over 3 years, we hit $8 million in sales. We thought we had the world by the tail. We quickly learned otherwise. I don't have to remind anyone about what happened in 2008 and 2009. The Great Recession hit and new home construction dropped 75%. We hunkered down, reduced as much cost as possible, and stayed afloat by holding on to our 8 best customers. There were a lot of sleepless nights. Then in November 2009, the worst thing I could ever imagine happened. Our beautiful 27-year-old daughter, Chelsea, passed away unexpectedly from a blood clot in her lung. My wife and I and our family endured what no parent should ever have to experience. This tragedy made me reassess my life, and oddly enough, led me to where I am today. I had always told my daughter to find a career she was passionate about. Remembering this made me realize that I needed to follow my own advice. My passion was being part of a company in the tool business. Tools, accessories, fasteners, construction, industrial supplies were in my blood. In late 2010, we found a buyer for our company who rescued us from owing the bank the rest of our lives. Selling the company took a big load off of us. At about the same time, I was contacted by Mr. Russell, who wanted to discuss bringing me on board to manage the Dallas branch of Fort Worth Bolt and Tool. This call was a little out of the blue and sort of caught me off guard. Before I really thought about what I was saying, I suggested that he let me manage his whole business. After what seemed like an eternity of silence, Mr. Russell said, "It's a pretty bold statement, but you piqued my interest." Truthfully, it was an arrogant statement and unlike anything I would ever say. Mr. Russell was having health issues at the time, and we agreed to meet once he was feeling better. Unfortunately, he passed away shortly thereafter. I had heard before his passing that he asked his son-in-law, Stuart Hendry, to take over the company and keep it going for the family. I was unable to reach Stuart by phone, so I took a friend's advice, got up early one day, and just showed up with resume in hand. He tried to put me off, but I told him I respected his time and asked for just 5 minutes. I must have said something right because soon 5 minutes turned into 20 minutes. I briefed him on my background and my goals for the future. I explained what I had meant when boldly telling Mr. Russell I could run his whole business. I felt the best way to stabilize the company after Mr. Russell's passing would require managing the sales from the front door to the back in all 3 locations. I had competed with Fort Worth Bolt and Tool for 15 years while at BLUEBONNET, so I was very familiar with the company, and it felt like home. In fact, after I was hired as COO and sales manager, I came to find out that the history, culture, and customer base was much stronger than I had expected. Fort Worth Bolt and Tool was started in 1949 on downtown's western edge as a local distributor for power tools, accessories, and fasteners. Mr. Russell purchased the business in 1976 and grew it into one of the top distributors in the region. Fort Worth Bolt and Tool is a typical construction industrial supplies business, selling everything from power tools to bottled water. We sell into small fab shops all the way up to large manufacturing plants, where we compete against distributors in our area who are on the top 50 list in the nation. Our customers expect us to offer the same service level the big guys can provide. We offer custom kit packaging, vendor managed inventory, quality control programs, and consignment systems. On our construction side, we focus mainly on electrical mechanical contractors, along with offering a diverse product line selection for all related trades. I enjoyed running the day-to-day operations for Fort Worth Bolt and Tool, The family gave me a free hand, and we were able to accomplish quite a bit over the last 8 years. In late 2019, we entered the next chapter when Colony Hardware purchased the company from the Russell family. We are now part of a much larger organization with greater resources, a clear vision, and a culture of growth. Even more important, Colony is a strong supporter of Evergreen and is heavily involved in the group. This was important to me. Colony provides us with the ability to expand product lines, increase market share, and promote safety as a leading product line, giving us an edge to compete with an experienced safety team that focuses on innovative solutions for our customer base. At Colony, we now have 40+ locations across the country, all centered on a culture of delivering great service with a sense of urgency and focused on building deep customer relationships. Today, I see demands on Evergreen members increasing as expectations from customers have changed from just in time to need it now, on the job, right now. And ongoing development in technology provides distributors with vast opportunities for advancing their business services to customers in ways not possible in the past. That said, I don't believe the quality customer service that is built on strong personal relationships will go away. There's a need for balance between the technology and customer service sides of your business. Moving too far away from face-to-face relationships with customers could result in your business losing the consumer who still wants the personal interaction when needing technical help and guidance. I believe it is imperative for distributors to focus on teaching, training, and mentoring relationship skills in order to remain competitive. Manufacturers in this industry rely heavily on distributors to promote, sell, and demonstrate their products to end users. Many times, this requires the salesperson to present technical solutions for the customers, making certain they're buying the correct product. Quite often during these conversations, the customer provides pertinent clues about product applications that only a well-trained sales professional will catch. Nonverbal transactions make it difficult to read those clues and can lead to the wrong technical advice being given. Anyone who has been in this business for any length of time will tell you that they increase their efficiency by deploying the latest computers, phone systems, and other technologies. In today's market, it is absolutely necessary to advance your software system, create or update your website, and stay current with the ever-changing buyer's needs. But they will also tell you developing a highly trained sales staff, adding high-quality product lines, and creating healthy customer relationships is what truly made their companies thrive. This is why Evergreen has always been important for me and my team. Evergreen provides us access to best-in-class training and professional development. And Evergreen preferred suppliers continue to bring market-innovative new products to help us solve customer challenges. The combination of these two is what makes Evergreen members the best in the industry. A well-trained sales professional becomes an asset to the customer by providing feedback on what products will boost efficiency, are the smartest economical solutions, and have sustainable, lasting value. Partnering with Evergreen preferred suppliers on different products or markets is one way to turn risk into reward. A well-thought-out plan for increasing healthy relationships in all parts of your company will then become evident to everyone in the industry you deal with. One concern for distributors is the future workforce or lack thereof. Prior to the pandemic, unemployment numbers were at historic lows across the nation. While it may take some time to get back what economists call full employment, what will continue to change is the face of the workforce. About 10,000 baby boomers hit 65 every day, and millennials are now the largest generation of available workers in the U.S. They are entering the workforce with more education and a stronger skill set than past generations. The Gen Y and millennials have been immersed in technology since birth. What baby boomers have seen and change over time is like comparing a turtle's pace to warp speed in what the latest generations have experienced. Without a doubt, boomers grumble under their breath when someone brings up the topic of the younger generation's work ethic. Please don't take offense if you happen to be in the younger generation. The fact is, my generation has long forgotten how our leaders and mentors felt about us as we entered the workforce. Times were much different 35 years ago, and views on how to approach your work were also different. But this does not necessarily mean today's generation has it all wrong. It is not reasonable to expect our younger workers to conform to the way we learn the business. Actually, it is up to us to adapt. We need to take the opportunity to leverage the skills they bring to the table to champion the growth with the Gen Y and millennial customers we do business with. This means melding the two communication styles in order to build new relationships and grow current ones. General work ethic cannot be forced upon our younger generation when they were raised in a time when everything that happens in the world is exposed on the internet and social media. Pushing rules at them triggers built-in suspicion they've been taught to challenge. They tend to learn better through observation rather than being told this is just the way we've always done things. They have no less desire to learn product knowledge, sales techniques, and job skills than we did. I have always felt a team approach to teaching and training employees offers the greatest chance for success. At Fort Worth Bolt & Tool, we brought back into the company several high-quality former employees with decades of experience and paired them up with our younger employees as mentoring partners. We found that both the older and the younger employees thrived. In addition, long-term customer relationships were passed on to the younger group. As a result of this collaboration, our effort in training younger employees has been very successful so far. When these two generations join together with a common goal, everyone wins. We have found the key is to maintain the solid foundation and growth and culture has made us successful, while embracing new ways to communicate with and mentor our younger team members. Every generation has something to offer. As business leaders, it is up to us to create an environment where collaboration, mutual respect, and shared goals are more important than your date of birth. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation for the honor of serving as your Evergreen Chairman this year. I want to extend my heartfelt thank you to everyone who reached out to me during my tenure with kind words of advice and continual support. I've had the opportunity to make some great friendships during this time that I've been involved in Evergreen. I also would like to thank Michael Weiner and Mark Patton for their support of me while I serve on the Evergreen board. I still have one more year on the board, so you're not done with me yet. I would be remiss if I did not thank my wonderful wife, Belinda. She has stood for me through every second of this journey, stood by me. I want to take a final opportunity to extend my special thanks to our Evergreen Board of Directors, who I had the pleasure of working with this year. Thank you again.